In a world drunk on dopamine and enslaved by instant gratification, those who learn to discipline and direct their sexual energy ascend into a class of their own. They break the loop of lustful indulgence and step into a lifestyle of higher command. From that disciplined place, 5 core mandates emerge. Right? Build, teach, train, serve. Sexual energy is one of the most misunderstood, misused, and underestimated forces in human existence. It is not merely a tool for procreation or fleeting pleasure. It is a primal, spiritual, and creative power that shapes destinies. When harnessed, sexual energy becomes the root of mastery. It is the fire that fuels genius, the vitality that builds empires, and the clarity that illuminates purpose. These 5 imperatives become the pillars of a man who walks in full ownership of his sexual energy. He is not scattered. He is structured. He is not impulsive. He is intentional. Let us unpack each of these mandates and see how sexual energy, when preserved and purified, powers them from the inside out. Right. Channeling energy into word and vision. Writing is not just for poets or authors. It is an expression of inner clarity. A man who retains and reclaims his sexual energy finds that his mind becomes sharp, fertile, and abundant with insight. Lust confuses the mind. Retention clarifies it. Porn fogs up the soul. Purity opens a flow of truth. When you begin to master your sexual energy, ideas come to you faster. Thoughts organize themselves with greater precision. You're not just writing words. You're scripting your future. You're turning raw energy into language, into frameworks, into systems, into books, songs, and blueprints for impact. To write is to anchor your purpose into physical form. It is to define what you stand for, to etch your philosophy, and to leave behind a digital legacy. Semen is seed, and just as a seed plants life, your words plant ideas that live beyond you. Writing becomes a sacred act. Sexual energy fuels that act. The same energy that creates life can be alchemized into sentences that awaken men, liberate minds, and launch movements. Every time you feel arousal, ask, can I write instead of wasting this energy? You will find that your best work flows from that transmutation. Build, constructing real value from within. To build is to create structure, not just in the physical realm, but in your habits, mindset, finances, relationships, and spiritual connection. Sexual energy, when not spilled and scattered, consolidates itself into strength, and strength builds. When a man is leaking his power, he cannot focus long enough to construct anything of lasting value. He starts things but finishes nothing. He gets ideas, but doesn't have the energy to actualize them. Why? Because he is giving away the very essence required to build. Building takes consistency. It takes patience. It takes delayed gratification. The very skill semen retention instills in you. Whether it's building a business, a brand, a body, or a better mind, you need your primal energy aligned. Sexual energy doesn't just give you drive. It gives you a deep masculine stability. It roots you in your mission. Real builders are rooted. They aren't swayed by lust or distracted by fantasy. They are anchored in the real. They use their inner fire to mold steel, to break ground, to shape culture. A man who retains doesn't just think. He builds. He takes action. He stacks discipline. He lays bricks of purpose. This is how legacies are formed, by those who take their sexual fire and forge with it. Teach. Transfer power through wisdom. There comes a point on your journey where you no longer just gain knowledge. You begin to share it. A man who retains his sexual energy discovers that he has something worth teaching. Experience becomes wisdom. Clarity becomes counsel. But teaching is more than relaying information. It is the transmission of energy. Sexual energy heightens your magnetism. It draws people in. When you teach from a place of full vitality, your presence carries weight. Your words penetrate deeper. Your lessons hit harder. Why? Because your energy is congruent with your message. You're not just telling people to be disciplined. You embody discipline. You're not just advising others to avoid porn or quick pleasure. You walk in mastery over it. That level of embodiment makes your teaching sacred. It makes your life the curriculum. Retention turns your life into a classroom. People start watching you. Your posture, your tone, your standards. Your aura teaches before you even speak. The power of sexual energy allows you to teach by presence. And when you do speak, your voice carries authority because it's rooted in sacrifice. To teach is to light torches with your flame. But you must have a flame. Retention protects that inner fire. Instead of being burned out and empty, you're full and overflowing. You become a source, not a consumer. The world is desperate for real teachers, men who walk in truth, men who discipline their bodies and minds. When you teach from your overflow, you feed hungry souls. Train, discipline the body, sharpen the spirit. Without training, your energy stagnates. Retention without direction becomes tension. The body was made to move, to sweat, to push limits. A man in command of his sexual energy must train. Training is not just the gym, it is a mindset. You train your focus. You train your patience. You train your speech. You train your nervous system to stay calm in pressure. You train your impulses to bow to your higher will. Sexual energy gives you the intensity needed to train with fire. Your workouts go deeper. Your attention to form sharpens. Your recovery improves. Why? Because your body is no longer in depletion. It's in surplus. Men who retain feel it. You get stronger faster. You will become indomitable. Your pain tolerance increases. Training also keeps your vessel clean. Sexual energy is powerful, but if not managed, it can burn you up. Training channels that power. It stabilizes your emotions. It roots your masculine edge in grounded action. And when you train consistently, you become a weapon, not a violent one, but a disciplined, efficient, self-mastered tool in the hands of God. Your presence becomes felt. Your silence becomes powerful. You carry a charge not from ego, but from earned energy. Train like your purpose depends on it, because it does. Your discipline is your armor. Your breath is your weapon. Your body is your temple. And sexual energy is a fire that forges it all. Serve. Redirect your energy to lift others. Perhaps the most important and the most overlooked is the command to serve. True sexual energy mastery is not about personal power alone. It is about directional power, power that flows outward to elevate others. Men fall because they hoard their energy for selfish desires. But when you move from lust to love, from ego to purpose, your energy becomes a gift to the world. You become a vessel, not just a man. Your life begins to reflect the highest use of power, service. When you retain, you become more sensitive, not weak, but deeply attuned. You feel others' pain. You notice suffering. You begin to care, not out of obligation, but from overflow. You have more to give because you're not drained. You're not in survival. You're in service. To serve is to rise. Sexual energy heightens your capacity to give. It deepens your connection to others. It makes you a protector, a guide, a guardian of truth. Serving doesn't mean being a doormat. It means being a warrior with a cause greater than self. You serve through your leadership, through your content, through your business, through your presence in your family, through the way you speak to strangers. Your very existence becomes service when you master your energy. The more you give from your retained energy, the more it returns multiplied. Life rewards service done from truth, and only those who stop wasting themselves on low pleasures can walk in this truth with strength. Write, build, teach, train, serve. These are not random actions. They are the sacred pattern of a man walking in sexual energy mastery. When you align your life around these imperatives, everything shifts. You write with clarity because your mind is not hijacked by lust. You build with power because you're not depleted. You teach with weight because you embody truth. You train with fire because your body is full of life force. You serve with grace because you're not running on empty. Each action feeds the next. Writing gives vision. Building creates structure. Teaching expands impact. Training builds resilience. Serving expands your heart. And all of it is powered by the conserved and directed force of your sexual essence. This is not just about semen retention. This is about reclaiming your soul. Your energy is your currency, and every time you give it to lust, you lose leverage in life. Most men never activate their potential because they are slaves to impulse. They don't write. They don't build. They don't teach, train, or serve because they've numbed themselves with pleasure. But not you. You have the fire. You have the seed. You have the vision. What you do with it determines everything. So write your truth. Build your kingdom. Teach from experience. Train like a soldier of purpose. Serve like a man of God. This is the way. Your sexual energy is not a curse. It is a divine spark. The key is not suppression, but redirection. Master it, and you become unstoppable. Ignore it, and you remain enslaved. The choice is yours.